We're going to talk about Wi-Fi 6E. And first of all, let's start answering what are the problems that we are trying to solve when we talk about a new technology. So we got new technology coming out. Why do we need Wi-Fi 6E? And so let's talk about that. So Mitch, what are some of the things that have been a problem for Wi-Fi over the years? What do we need to solve here?
I mean, first off, Wi-Fi is over several different bands, and it's not contiguous, right? So we don't really have a lot of channels that, sometimes we hop around, right? Because the Uni 1, Uni 2, Uni 3, there's breaks in between, as well as we have the DFS in there with Doppler radar. Well, the new 6E standard is 1200 megahertz across the board, contiguous of channel space. So there's no breaking of channels.
Mm-hmm. So that's one issue right there you brought up, which is that the discontiguous channels in Wi-Fi. It's chopped up. But what else? I mean, Wi-Fi has been around a long time. So does that cause a problem?
Well, of course. I mean, we were kind of talking a little bit about why the upgrades, right? I go back to the adage of every time you build a better mousetrap, they build a better mouse. Well, users are pushing this. Right, with the more stuff that they do, the more power they need, less latency on the applications that they're wanting to use. So, I mean, the upgrade processes that we're going through is really being pushed by network utilization and how networks are being used.
Yeah, and probably I think equal to that is that nobody throws anything away. I tried to throw away an old printer I had, and my son said, "You can't throw that away. It's the best printer we've got. The thing is 10 years old." But it's a nice printer. He likes it because it's got the scanner on the top. It's got all the functionality. But I can't seem to get rid of that old printer. So yeah, we don't throw anything away, do we? And
no, we don't.
Not in the home anyway. So that also adds to the problem of Wi-Fi. You get contention management, trying to manage the contention from all these different protocols, all this old stuff, trying to compete with the new stuff, and quite frankly. Despite what the Wi-Fi Alliance wants to tell us, things do change and they don't necessarily work well together. With older technology and newer technology, it doesn't always work well together. So we got a problem. We got a lot of problem with contention, RF contention. We have a problem with density, more devices. We have a problem with range, channel utilization, packet size optimizations. We've got lots of issues with Wi-Fi that have built up over a long period of time. So Wi-Fi 6E. So the key thing about Wi-Fi 6E that we'd like people to understand is that it starts out with a protocol that is designed at the protocol layer to address all of these issues. So that's the 802.11ax protocol. So Wi-Fi 6E is 802.11ax running in a new frequency, the 6 gigahertz. So before we talk about 6 gigahertz, and that'll be a longer topic, let's talk about this underlying protocol, 802.11ax, and how does it solve some of these problems that we've just been talking about. So, so Mitch, you know all these different protocols. 11ax has been out for a few years. What's top of mind for you? What jumps out first? You think is probably the most important, or just maybe not the most important, but what's a part of the 11ax protocol that you like the most?
I would say the OFMDA. And resource units. I mean, that there alone allows for some of these older clients who don't necessarily use as much as the bandwidth as some of the newer clients to be able to kind of fit in, and allows a control of that airtime that you didn't really have before. So it does it both in the up and downward direction. So it allows me to talk to multiple clients, only give them the amount of resources that I need to give that client to be able to do that communication. So if I've got like a low throughput device, like an IoT device, I'm not using that whole space. Of course you've got multi-MIMO mu, right, in the up and down direction, and I'm going to use the number of streams that I have, but resource units kind of get that down to a further packet size or packaging to allow for more communications in a given airtime space.